Hello, Miss Thinker here. Your daily source for mind-blowing facts, forgotten history, and powerful motivation. Today, I will talk about could you ever survive inside a spacesuit forever? Imagine wearing a spacesuit and never ever taking it off. No fresh air, no showers, no normal food, no escape. Just you sealed inside a personal life support machine. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but spacesuits are designed to keep humans alive in the most hostile environment imaginable, the vacuum of space. So it begs the question, could you actually survive inside a spacesuit forever? Spacesuits are some of the most advanced survival systems ever built. They protect astronauts from the deadly vacuum, extreme temperatures swinging from scorching hot to freezing cold, intense radiation, and even tiny bullet-fast micrometeoroids. They are essentially miniature spacecraft that you wear. But despite all that incredible technology, spacesuits were never meant to be permanent homes. Today, we're going to explore what would really happen if someone tried to live inside one indefinitely. We'll break it down step by step, scientifically and realistically. To understand if long-term survival is possible, we first need to look at what a modern spacesuit is designed to do. It provides a constant supply of oxygen while scrubbing out the carbon dioxide you exhale. It manages your body temperature, maintains life-sustaining pressure, and includes communication systems and even a basic waste management system. The suit keeps your body at a stable pressure even when the space around you has none. Without that pressure, the liquids in your body would literally begin to boil, not from heat, but from the lack of pressure holding them in a liquid state. So a spacesuit doesn't just protect you. It replaces Earth. In a way, it becomes your entire environment. That sounds promising for survival, right? Well, there's a big catch. Spacesuits are built for short missions, not permanent living. Every suit carries a limited supply of oxygen. Even the most advanced models only provide breathable air for about 8 hours, plus an emergency backup reserve. Why so short? Because oxygen tanks are incredibly heavy and bulky. Carrying enough oxygen to last for days or weeks would make the suit so massive and cumbersome you couldn't even move. So if someone tried to live inside a spacesuit forever, the very first problem they'd face is a simple one. They'd run out of air. Unless there was some external system constantly refilling the oxygen tanks, survival would end within hours. This means permanent survival would require being tethered to an external life support system, essentially turning the suit into a very small, very cramped, portable spacecraft. But let's say oxygen wasn't a problem. What's next? Other limits would quickly appear. Humans need more than just air to live. We need water, calories, and a range of nutrients. Most spacesuits have a small drinking pouch, allowing astronauts to sip water during a long spacewalk. Some even have a space for a compact food bar. But these supplies are extremely limited. You couldn't possibly store weeks or months of food and water inside a suit. There simply isn't any room. Even if you could attach external supplies, the suit itself wasn't designed for constant eating, digestion, and long-term nutrition. Your body would eventually weaken and fail from a lack of proper nourishment. Now let's talk about comfort. Inside a spacesuit, temperature is very tightly controlled. Astronauts wear a special liquid cooling and ventilation garment underneath the suit. It is like long underwear filled with tiny tubes of water that circulate to pull excess heat away from the body. Without that system, a person would quickly overheat and could suffer heat stroke, even in the freezing cold of space. But here's something most people don't think about. Humans constantly produce heat and moisture, even when we're just sitting still. Over time, all that sweat and moisture would build up inside the suit. Without any way to have a proper shower or clean the interior, bacteria and fungus would begin to grow rapidly. After just a few days or weeks, the inside of the suit would become incredibly uncomfortable, unhygienic, and a potentially dangerous breeding ground for infection. Spacesuits are meticulously cleaned and serviced after every single mission for exactly this reason. They are not meant to be lived in nonstop. Let's imagine you're living inside this suit out in space. Another very serious problem would soon emerge: muscle and bone deterioration. Here on Earth, gravity is constantly pulling on us and our bodies work against it, which keeps our muscles and bones strong. In the microgravity of space, the human body weakens surprisingly quickly. Astronauts on the International Space Station have to exercise for about 2 hours every single day just to prevent severe muscle loss, bone density reduction, and problems with their circulatory system. Now, picture being stuck inside a bulky, restrictive spacesuit. There's no treadmill, no resistance training equipment, and barely any room to move. Without regular, strenuous exercise, the body will gradually waste away. Over time, walking would become difficult, if not impossible. Your bones would become fragile and brittle, and your immune system would weaken. The suit might be keeping you alive, but your body wouldn't stay strong for very long. Survival isn't just physical, it's also psychological. Think about what it would be like to live forever inside a tiny, confined suit. You never feel a fresh breeze on your skin. Your movement would be constantly restricted. You'd be surrounded by the constant hum and whir of mechanical life support systems. And you would be completely, utterly isolated. Humans are social creatures, and we are not designed to live in tiny, sealed spaces alone for long periods. Studies of people in extreme isolation environments like submarines or remote Antarctic research stations show that this kind of confinement can cause intense stress, anxiety, disorientation, and even severe depression. A spacesuit is an environment far, far smaller and more restrictive than any of those. So even if your body somehow managed to survive, your mind would almost certainly struggle. Finally, we have to remember that spacesuits are incredibly complex machines. They are packed with delicate electronics, cooling systems, pumps, valves, sensors, and filters. And like all machines, they eventually wear out. Seals can degrade, filters can clog, and batteries can fail. Astronaut suits require constant inspection, maintenance, and repair by entire teams of dedicated engineers on the ground. If someone tried to live inside a suit forever without any access to repairs or spare parts, it would just be a matter of time before a small failure occurred. A tiny leak, a clogged valve, a short circuit. On Earth, that might be an inconvenience. But in space, even a tiny malfunction can become catastrophic and life-threatening in an instant. So, to answer our original question, could you survive inside a spacesuit forever? The scientific and realistic answer is a clear no. And it's not because spacesuits aren't advanced. They are technological marvels. The reason is that they were never designed for permanent life. They are incredible survival tools, but they are not habitats. They can keep a person alive for a short time in the lethal vacuum of space, but only with a vast network of support systems, constant maintenance, and strict time limits. Without all of that, survival wouldn't last long at all. In the end, spacesuits are one of humanity's greatest inventions. They allow us to step into a place where no human body was ever meant to exist. But they also remind us of something incredibly important. No amount of technology can ever fully replace a real, living world. Earth isn't just our home. It's the only environment where we can truly live, breathe, and move freely. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the science of space survival, make sure to subscribe for more fascinating space mysteries and real science explained. And let me know in the comments, if you had the chance, would you ever want to try wearing a real spacesuit? Thanks for watching.